I got her. Cinema Rehab. We are back for our finale episode of WandaVision, which is titled Series Finale, because it literally is the series finale. There is no more WandaVisions. We have done this 9 times now. We have nothing else left. They done pigeonholed us. This is like the last time we get to talk about this show, and we waited a couple days. We had some emotions about it. Selena was
so many emotions.
You was conflicted slightly, but all in all, it is a satisfactory ending to I guess a 9-episode arc of telling Wanda's origin over, giving us those details that we did not have, and also evolving this character as she continues to move into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, into her future adventures. Ultimately, you're going to get some conclusions, you're going to get some reveals, but at the end of the day, in true Marvel fashion, for every door that gets closed, a new window opens. Is that the best way to describe that?
Yeah.
Definitely. Welcome back once again to Cinema Rehab, presented by Back to the Classics, and all our good friends at the Beat Network for allowing us to talk our nerdy truths today. As always, it's me, D Brown, and then I got Saucy Selena in the building with the fire background, with just a fire shirt. I like your shirt, by the way.
I like yours too. Where'd you get it?
So we had Tim Jack, a good friend of mine, Black entrepreneur, by the way. He made these shirts for us. He custom made these shirts for us out of the Sam Mitch factory. This is a beautiful company. It is in the baby stages, but it is open for business. We are going to link you guys to Sam Mitch at the bottom of this video. Once this video is completed, and you guys can definitely link in, tap in, and get your own Sam Mitch drip like we did. This was a special order, but once again, as long as you connect with Sam Mitch will make something happen for you guys. This is beautiful apparel. Everything is exactly the way you will want it if you're rocking a shirt. And I don't think I could put that much more prestigiousness than that. Like, that was perfect. Yeah. Like, this shirt really is dope. Also, I told him that we were kind of having a finale for WandaVision, so he cooked up this tight little design. But I want y'all to zoom in on the Wanda shirt over there on Selena. She is got like that Wanda that's about to basically like yeet you outside of the hex, Wanda. Like, you said something that was out of character, Wanda, kind of deal. But all in all, we were satisfied with the designs, and we just want to give that brother a shout out. Tim Jack, I appreciate you for coming through for us and hooking up our apparel for this final episode. And hopefully we'll get you on the show. We'll get you to guest star real soon. Now, we got all of that out the way. We're going to go in order because there was a lot that happened. There was a lot that needed to close out. And then there was a lot that needed to get presented as we follow Wanda on her next moves. As we start, we pick up right where we left off. Agatha and Wanda are fighting in the street. We pick up right there. And I'm glad the episode did exactly that. It said, nah, let's get right back into it. So we're getting a witch versus witch fight, and we saw that coming, and it's looking good. For the most part, this show has not been about action. So this is the first time we're fully getting a Marvel third act. Like, we got fireballs, we got witch fireballs being thrown at each other. The poor kids were in danger, so they left us on a cliffhanger. But she immediately tells them to get to the room. I got this, me and Wanda, and obviously me and Agatha, we're going to have it out. How did you feel about picking right back up right at that scene, Selena? Like, just the witch on witch crime in Westview.
I really enjoyed it because it, once you get the recap, it's like right back to where we left off. And I feel like that was needed for the show. Right. Because if it didn't pick up right where it left off, I know I would have been more mad. And I've been loving this show since the very first episode. But it's also like one of those, like another sitcom, like a drama sitcom where picks up right after the recap, boom, right where we left off.
Right.
I love that she threw a car at Agatha.
I love the car. The car bit is my favorite because it was like so Wizard of Oz, like especially when you see the boots under the car.
Yes, exactly. She's not quite under the house, but
yeah, she's under, but they knew what they were doing. First off, she took her out of her boots. Shit is funny as hell.
Ugly ass boots.
Those were definitely some what are those? Like what are those? So obviously Agatha at this point is basically baiting Wanda into give me your power, give me your power. So even the fact that Wanda's attacking her with the energy, all she's doing is absorbing it. She's baiting her. She's basically saying, I take power from the undeserving. It made me think of Baron Mordo. Have you watched the Doctor Strange movie, the solo movie?
Doctor Strange?
Yeah, Doctor Strange's movie. Yeah, okay. So at the end of Doctor Strange's movie or the mid-credit scene, because a lot of people, you remember, it's been a minute. You know, a lot of people haven't seen Doctor Strange in a minute. So in the mid-credit scene, Baron Mordo, he rolls up on Benjamin Pratt and he says, you know what the issue is. You know, I finally realized what the problem is. You know, there's just too many sorcerers around, you know. And that always stuck with me because I know Baron Mordo will eventually come back, you know, to fight Doctor Strange because now he wants to be a villain. But even Agatha at that time was reminiscent of a Baron Mordo at that time. She's like, look, honey, let me take that magic off of you because obviously you don't know what you're doing with it. You over here making breakfast with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You over here, you know, living like a family. You know, you're having a family over here and you're doing this all wrong with the magic that's bestowed upon you. You don't know the rules, you don't know the regulations, you don't even know what you got inside you. I need that. Let me borrow that, you know? So I like
you don't even want this. I want this. Give it to me.
Exactly. Everybody wants it at this point where you just put everybody like in a hex bubble and just shut them the fuck up. And just live and just torture them for 2 weeks. Which, by the way, everybody, Wanda's a villain. I don't know why we were feeling sympathetic for her. She is holding people hostage and torturing them for almost a month.
I mean, we know why, though.
I know why. But still, you know, she inadvertently did it. And it does make sense. It brings up a great point on her being the Scarlet Witch and what that means. So obviously in the MCU, being the Scarlet Witch is going to be completely different as they are retconning this thing. She has her own page in the Darkhold, which the Darkhold was a beautiful reveal. A lot of people did not know that they were even going to go through with that. Like they were going to do a Darkhold, and because the Darkhold showed up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Darkhold showed up on Runaways, you know, other Marvel shows. And it's looking like now that ain't canon anymore. Like that's not part of the legacy of that book. Now that book is being rewritten for this show. And I thought it was brilliant that they at least gave the Scarlet Witch a title. Like not everybody could be the Scarlet Witch, you know, and this is something, you know, that is forged, you know, it's not something that can be, you know, manifested, you know, like they literally are telling you like there could only be one and that's what you are. This is chaos magic, Wanda, what you doing, you know, and I've seen this, I've read this before. So just hearing Agatha kind of explain it to her and let her know that your roots have been spoken about. You are supposed to be a destroyer, you know, you're supposed to be the destroyer of the world or a particular world or a different universe for that matter, you know. So I love that.
Agatha even said, like, you know, you're torturing these people like they're your meat puppets. I just cut their strings.
I'm just cutting these strings. I love that line. I love that line.
I loved it. And I replayed it. I was like, did she just say what I think she just said?
Yeah.
So
it's real, though. It's real.
Yeah. And then she even like looked at Wanda again and was like you're not a hero. Heroes don't torture people. And
heroes
in my
don't
head,
torture people. I love that.
She's got a point, but heroes are the ones that get tortured. So she's been through enough torture.
It's a vice versa thing. It's a catch-22, I guess. If you want to put like a stamp on it, it is a catch-22 because she's been tortured so long that this is actually her happiness. This is her solitude, but her happiness is at the dismay of people with actual lives and children that are locked in rooms that haven't left their room in 2 weeks type stuff. So there's some heavy for a Disney Plus situation, which they always say Disney doesn't go dark. It's Disney dark enough for me.
Darkest.
Yeah, it's the darkest for me because holding a hometown hostage, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of wild. It's a wild notion. I want to bring a White Vision because White Vision comes into the scene in the middle of this fight that they're having. And the first time she sees the Vision is literally right after she throws the car on Agatha, and she's going, "Vision, is that you?" Obviously, the White Vision doesn't say anything. He literally puts his hand on her face and says, "Wanda," and then he immediately tries to crush her skull. And I was like, "Ugh!" You hear like the little cracking sound. I said, "Ugh!" Like, damn, Wanda can't catch a break, not even a little bit. But he's cold-blooded. He was like, and they said that you were supposed to be the strongest. Nah, but immediately, our Vision shows up. Hex Vision pulls up, and they have their Marvel MCU battle. It's all good, and this is something that needed to happen. We all knew we were going to get the Vision on Vision crime. Paul Bettany is catching hell because he said there was going to be a major cameo in the show, and it ended up being him. He's the cameo. He said, "I can't wait to work with this guy." Paul Bettany's talking about himself and shit. I thought that was funny that he trolled everybody like that. He said, "I know they're going to be mad at me for this. I know they're going to be mad."
Meanwhile, I'm over here watching like the mid-credit and the post-credit. Like, where's the fucking cameo?
I need that. I need that Luke. What was it? A Luke Skywalker level cameo? We never got it. Not at all. So Project Cataract, aka White Vision, is obviously sent into the Hex to kill Vision, kill Wanda. He had plans to terminate, obviously because fucking asshole's plan was to have them get eliminated so he can pin that whole shit on them. And then, of course, their Vision will look like the savior, basically. So now he's the hero. It's a dumb plan. It's an asshole. Fucking, oh my God, he's such an idiot. I can't stand his character. And this episode, he took his asshole level to a whole, he went to dickhead. He graduated to dickhead, asshole, fucking dick, just a straight dick. Like, ugh, Hayward, man.
The epitome of a narcissist. You look that up, you'll see his face right next to the definition.
He's right there. So
true story. I looked it up.
Let's go straight into Monica. And you know what? Before I say what I'm about to say, and I mean this with all my heart, and we're still going to cover Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Before we move on, Disney, Marvel, I just want to say with all my heart, fuck you for Ralph Bohner. Fuck you. You deserve that. Fuck you. You did not have to do us like that.
So now that we're talking about them, I'm glad you brought them up.
Yeah. We couldn't like not talk about it. It's automatically right in our faces. It's literally like in the middle of the episode. Let's just get that shit out the way. Fucking Ralph Bohner was a fucking letdown. That was fucking terrible.
So he's strumming his guitar, and it wasn't until I rewatched the episode that I was like, wait a second, hold on, I know that song. So I replayed it like 3 times, and I was like, I even like took a quick video of it and sent it to my best friend. I was like, is he playing Amber by 311 right now? And she was like, 'cause that's her favorite band. She was like, I have no idea what the hell he's playing. And so like I listened to it like another 5 or 6 times, and I was like, that's the beginning of Amber. Amber is the color of your energy.
Okay.
What's Monica's energy? Amber.
Okay. Hey.
So,
I like the fact that you put that 2 and 2 together. I like that because I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that at all. I think I was still trying to figure out where they were going with things at that point of the episode. I didn't even get a chance to pick up on that nice little tidbit. So okay, I got that. Like,
I just hear it a little bit, and then he's like, da-da-da, and I was like, hold on, what was before that? I've heard this before. I know this song, and so again, like I said, I replayed it, sent it to my best friend. She was like, I don't know. So, but I was like, no, that's definitely Amber by 311.
That's probably the most exciting thing that came out of that, because honestly, fuck that guy. Yeah, the Ralph Bohner. Look, you've Iron Man 3 Mandarin us before. You've had an alien cat take Nick Fury's eye. Like, Marvel, you troll your audience, and I get that, and I understand it, but you bring in the X-Men, Evan Peters, you bring in the Quicksilver from the X-Men universe, and you did nothing. You did nothing with that. Only so Agatha, you can Ralph Bohner.
You live here, Ralph Bohner, and then of all names.
Yo, but I love that he turned around and go, Bohner. That's what saves it. You did all of that for a boner joke. Like, come on, Marvel. Come on, man.
Like, what in the 6th grade boy humor is this?
Yeah. Oh, man. Anywho, I'm moving on. Fuck him. I'm dead serious. That shit was a letdown. But for every theory, for every person out there, I feel your pain. If you thought the X-Men was coming, if you thought that was really like the Quicksilver from an alternate universe crossing over, I understand your pain. I feel you. And just go ahead and put your middle finger in the sky and say,
it makes sense that they would troll the fans like that, because this was not intended to be a possible crossover. This was not intended to be a multiverse type of situation. This was supposed to be a story about Wanda and about Vision.
Right.
And that's
so we kind of out theoried ourselves.
I understand your frustration. However, if you're still mad about it, get over it, because it wasn't about that. That's what the movies are for.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And honestly, giving that much weight of a storyline to something like this, which was on a smaller scale, maybe we gave WandaVision a little bit too much credit. Maybe we shouldn't have put that much pressure on WandaVision. It was a contained story, and once we start thinking outside the box, thinking people like Reed Richards is going to show up and the X-Men's going to show up and, Mephisto's going to show up. Once we start doing things like that, you kind of already defeated yourself in a way.
And again, it's not about any of that. It's about Wanda's pain and her grief and all 5 stages of the grief that she goes through, and how she's dealing with it internally, externally,
This is true.
And I'll admit, I kind of got away from myself. Like, is this going to bring on Fantastic Four? Is this going to bring on X-Men? Is this going to be a multiverse situation? But the more I sat on it and really thought about it and rewatched all these different episodes, I was like, it's not about any of that. It's about them, their story.
It's not. It really ain't. It ain't. I want to shine some light on. We're in the middle of the town. Obviously, we have Vision on Vision crime taking place. We also have Wanda now, who's legitimately fighting Agatha. While this is happening, the townspeople, she starts cutting their strings. The meat puppets start talking. Dottie decides to speak, and her real name is either Susan or Sarah. I really don't care, because the fact that you only use Emma Caulfield to be a meat puppet, there was no significance to Dottie whatsoever. Once again, that was another misdirect and a swerve. She finally speaks and says, hey, Wanda, whatever fits the storyline. We can have my kids play with your kids. Just please let my daughter out her room. She's been in her room for 2 weeks. You finally get to see that these people are being tortured, and they are begging her to stop. Meanwhile, Wanda's like, no, you guys are fine. You guys are safe. I've kept you safe this whole time. They're like, no, bitch. You haven't.
Your nightmares are my nightmares.
You need to leave us alone.
Are your nightmares.
I don't think you understand how being tortured feels. Like, we're being mentally tortured. We are not even having our own dreams and nightmares. We're having your dreams, your nightmares. We're feeling your pain. Yeah, that's a tough scene, because a lot is a lot to really finally realize that she really is torturing these people. And that's when you knew. I was like, Wanda, you're a villain. Like, you really are a villain now. Like, you're the villain of this story. I don't care.
Remorse. Villains don't feel remorse, and she did. She opened the hex for all of them to leave.
Hold on about that. So she opens up the hex for them to leave, and we don't even know if they got a chance to escape. Because first off, that hex was pretty big. That town, they still had a long way to run just to get to the ending of that hex, just to escape that hex. Hold on.
You had a chance to escape that big of a place, you'd be sprinting faster than Usain Bolt.
Miss Hart was like, yo, just let us go or let us die. Eric Foreman's mom had to be the voice of reason, all right? Had to be the voice of reason. And then the sad part is she opens up the hex and she immediately closes it. You know why? Because she see Vision is starting to dematerialize, or basically starting to delete. And then you got the kids who immediately come out and they start getting deleted. And then we finally get like our whole Incredibles, photo shot of them being surrounded by Agatha, and then obviously Sword made their way in once the hex opened up briefly. So now you got all these surrounding factors, and we are now being told, okay, now it's time for y'all to start riding with this fake family, because we know that this family ain't real at this point now. Like, I can't emphasize and be sad for a family that I know is just part of the hex at this point. Like, even though you do
empathize with Wanda.
Yeah, she's not part of the hex though. She's real. She's real. She's a real villain. That's what the fuck she is. Oh man. But I do like the shot though. I love the shot that she was struggling. There's a part of her, you're right, that says, I do want to let these people go. I do want them to leave. I don't want to hurt you guys no more. I really don't. But I don't want to say bye to my family. I don't want to say bye to everything I've built here. But in a messed up way, Agatha kind of knocked some sense into her. Like, that whole demonstration, everything that they did was basically to knock some sense into Wanda, bring her back to reality. And it kind of did. It opened her back up to what the reality of the situation needs to be. Did you like the old school? Wanda said, you take care of the military. Vision went to go take care of Vision. And then she went to go fight Agatha. Did you like the old school Age of Ultron, put her back?
I love you. We're like right here. Like, I think it, you say it.
Yeah.
Yes. The what I feel like should have happened in Infinity War and in Endgame finally fucking happened with Agatha, like getting all into her head and everything. And I was like, yes, finally. But then it backfires on her.
It reverses.
She brings Agatha's like biggest fear up, where she's being burned at the stake essentially by her own coven, and the coven starts coming back to life, like all like zombified and crap. And then they all like immediately like turn their heads to Wanda, like out. It creeped me out. I was like, let me turn on the light really quick. Hold on. I was not ready for this.
I really enjoyed that scene because it was just showing that there is a lot that Wanda needs to learn about what she is. There's a lot that she needs to learn about being a Scarlet Witch, even though you don't need no coven. You don't need no incantation. Just like everything Agatha said, all of these things that are happening for Wanda has been pure emotion, pure, this is happening now. So it's almost like she has control over it, but she don't. She's basically doing spells without even knowing that she's doing a spell. These things are just happening sporadically. Imagine if she was able to harness that power. Imagine if she was able to master it. How much more of a threat this woman would be. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So
and Agatha like kind of antagonizing her, whatever. Like, you don't even like. There's a whole chapter written on you and all this stuff. Like, bitch, this is not Hogwarts. Yeah. This is not Sabrina. Like, there's no school for it. Obviously, she doesn't know.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not what you say I am. I'm not this witch. I'm not a witch. I don't cast spells. I don't know who the fuck you're talking to like that. Quit playing. Like, really. But honestly, I think it was a level up that needed to happen. This was the progression that her character needed. it just took another witch to bring it out of her. You know what I'm saying? Legitimately, like bring it out of her. Like no, you're gonna tell me how you did this, and even if you don't know the answer, we're gonna get some answers. And I think once again that plays. That's a good play strength for Agatha. Like a lot of people say, what was the point of having Agatha there? But Agatha being there was perfect. Like you needed that. That was the tension that was needed to break everything that was happening, you know? And we got the closure.
For Wanda's sake, almost.
It's almost why Agatha is still alive. You know, kept Agatha alive in her back pocket. Did you like the resolution with Vision versus Vision?
I just love how the women are outside having a full-on brawl and the guys are having like a philosophical awakening.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that part of it, only because they did get a chance to have their Marvel fight. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the fact that the women are being catty and the men are like this. So, if your body is made of aluminum, vibrant.
No, yeah, like the whole neither of us are the ship, yet we both are the ship. I'm like, this is like fucking Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah.
The cat is both dead and alive. Exactly. You guys are both the ship, but neither are of you are the ship. Like, get out of here with that. Come on. And it's almost like they shook hands. They're like, good day to you, sir, and leave. Like, that's it.
Yeah, it was a little anticlimactic. I would have wished because the White Vision eventually does get his data uploaded or updated, I should say, because I guess that part of the Mind Stone or that part of what Wanda constructed, the Hex Vision, I think it has her memories and her ideas of what Vision went through and everything. And that was kind of Vision's way of opening that up, because I think the true Vision, which he's Vision, but obviously he's Vision without a Mind Stone and he's been tampered with. He has that data, but that data was just not open to him at that time. So
he's the shell of Vision.
Basically. He's so he enlightens him.
No memories.
Yeah. But the problem, the only issue, it confused me, but I understand now. It confused me because obviously the Hex Vision that we know didn't have any memories up until Westview, you know? So it kind of threw me off a little bit. I said, how was he able to unlock, his data? But it wasn't his data. He was just simply unlocking the data that was already inside of the Vision, the White Vision, the unwoke Vision, who is now woke and just said, yo, I'm woke now. I'm fucking out. We don't get to see him for the rest of the episode. He bounced. He said, I am Vision. I'm gone,
Now,
so
who knows where the hell he went or if he's ever going to make an appearance again.
Definitely. So we get to kind of like the climax. The sub-climax. Wanda is literally having her final showdown with Agatha in the sky, Dragon Ball Z style. She's throwing all kind of magics at her. Some is hitting, some is missing, but it's obviously a clever little ruse. She managed to put the runes on the hex, and that was pretty clever of her because she only learned about the runes in the last episode. And she said, now that I put the runes up, you can't put your magic out no more. I like that because Agatha was about to bring the heat and she got stopped right in her tracks.
Nothing.
Yeah. And then Wanda just absorbed all her energy back and she turned into the Scarlet Witch. And that was a good moment. It was a good moment it's a good moment.
I love how she told Agatha, thanks for the lesson.
Yeah, I needed that. I needed that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't need you to tell me who I am. I know who I am. I got this. Yeah, it was a perfect level up for that character. And she handled her business. She looked good in her costume, too. That costume looked so reminiscent of the Magneto costume that he had on in Apocalypse. It's just a coincidence. I'm not saying this is what they used it, but for her Scarlet Witch costume that she manifested, it was pretty dope. Do you appreciate the fact that she did not kill Agatha and she left Agatha in Westview?
I do. Because just like she said, like, if I need you, I know where to find you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
you live here now.
Exactly. And I'm going to give you the role that you've chosen. Nosy neighbor.
I love it. Do you like Hayward, dickhead, shooting at the children, even though these are fake children, and Monica stepping in between the bullets.
That guy, there's like a very, very special level in Dante's Inferno for him. Like there are 9 levels, there's a 10th just for him.
I thought it was pretty ballsy of
not. Why would you shoot at a child?
It made no sense. It makes no sense.
I love how Monica, like, she turns around and looks at Billy. Those are some pretty cool tricks. He's like, thanks. I like yours too. I was like,
yeah, it was a good moment. And we got to see the extent of like Monica's powers. Monica's powers are still evolving. She is learning herself. So in a way, she sacrificed her life without even truly knowing that her powers were even going to take hold the way they did. So the fact that the bullets were able to phase through her eyes turned gold. Like she went. We've seen her be blue. We've seen her change multiple times in this, and it was refreshing to see her like do that, like have that hero moment. You know, they had to give her one moment, and that was so. Even though she took down Ralph Boner and took that little magic necklace off his neck, like and shut him down real easy. You know, Monica is also having a story arc, also having an origin story in her own respect in WandaVision, which I love that about this show. It's not really all about Wanda, even though it is. There's other things happening while Wanda is happening, you know? So we're done having our big battles. Vision's gone. Agatha is normal again. They decide to let them go home. Not really. Can they really stop them? Can Sword really stop Wanda after they just witnessed what they just witnessed? So they allow them to have that nice walk home, and it's the Vision in costume and it's Wanda in costume. It's literally Wanda and Vision walking home with their kids. It's a moment because you're like, this is like a comic book really now. This is like, you guys are like your characters just walking around like normal, like just
cars still in the front of the house.
Yeah, but it felt like you were watching like a comic book come to life. And that's what this whole episode reminded me of. It just reminded me of one big ass comic book. And I think we get to forget that sometimes because Marvel tries to ground these things into reality. But at the end of the day, you are watching cinema or you're watching a drama that's literally based from a comic book, you know? So when you see these things, I don't like it when people say this is silly or, yo, I just thought it was too silly. Like, just keep in mind, this is a work of art basically brought to life. What you're watching is a live action adaptation of a comic book. So
like if you think this is silly, go back to your reality TV shows.
Yeah, definitely. This is a fantasy. So in a fantasy, these things don't have any rules anymore, man. You just got to just watch it and enjoy it.
I love it too, but this was not silly. So when you call this silly, I get a little defensive.
Exactly. I agree with you. How did you like the handling of putting the boys to bed?
It was heartbreaking. It kind of reminded me of that scene in Titanic where the mom is singing a lullaby to the boys because she knew like they weren't going to make it. Yeah. Kind of reminded me of that. And my last like out there outlandish theory is that Billy knew all along what was going to happen. And that's why he's smiling all big because he can read Wanda's mind. Yeah. Like, first of all, I hate it when parents say, "Thank you for choosing me to be your mom."
Yeah. It's not the best thing to say. Like, what?
Nobody chose you. The sperm and the egg chose each other, and like that's that.
Well, these are Hex babies, so she know.
Finish. Are you done?
I'm done. You speaking, my bad.
I'm speaking. But when I rewatched it, I was like, okay, obviously they did choose her literally to be their mom because they're not actual kids. So I was like, I'm gonna let that one slide. But then Billy suddenly gets this like big cheesy smile. And I'm like, oh shit, he can read her mind. He knows exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what's about to happen to them. And that's why he's just smiling at her. And like they say goodnight. And that, ouch. Yeah. Like it hurt.
Yeah,
So
this was the feels.
how did
They finally got the feels back into the episode. We escaped the feels for like a good chunk, and then they said, "All right, now let's get down to the feels." And saying bye to the boys was a little sad. They kissed their heads. They was like, "All right." Vision walks out. My bad, Vishan walks out because he got the turtleneck going down. So he's full Vishan at the moment now.
Dead.
Done. Good night, homies. Not even good night, chaps. Good night, my dudes. Good night, my guys. One. I love y'all, yo. Now we're gonna put my go ahead and get my waves up.
And then they're in the living room and she's turning off the lights. As she turns off the last one, he turns on another one, and she kind of turns around and is like, I read somewhere that it's bad luck to say goodnight in the dark. And she's like, you didn't read that.
I like that he was like, he knew what was about to happen. Because back when they were fighting Agatha, he even said, well, right at the conclusion of it, he was like, I know you're going to make things right, but just not for us. Yeah. She was like, no, it's like, nah. That's what, like, yeah, I gotta permanently shut this down, because I'm hurting people. So yeah, you had a little bit of you had some remorse. You had some heaviness on her heart about it. Their last conversation right before ultimately the hex closes in, which was a brilliant scene because you can see the hex closing in on them from the window. Somebody even described that scene as, you ever seen the end of Fight Club?
Yeah.
And it looks like, Tyler and, Helena Bonham Carter's character. It looks like, while the world is blowing up and everything, that was kind of like the correlation.
Like watching it all happen and like embracing it.
So I thought that was clever the way they did that. I love the fact that Vision, said, so what am I? And she was just saying, you're a piece of the Mind Stone. You're my sadness. You're my hope. But you're just my love, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you should cry. That's not what I'm saying here, guys. All I'm saying is, if you did cry, you don't lose points for crying, man, because that was real touching. Like, it really was. When it comes down to the feels, Marvel got that on lock. They got that. They know how to make you feel about what's happening. They know how to make you feel, and it's kind of like you were saying by the Vision again. You knew it was coming, but you didn't want to get to that part. You didn't want to get to that scene. You didn't know how they were going to handle it. And it almost makes for White Vision leaving, because I feel like if White Vision was still around, that kind of would have cut the feels a little bit from that moment.
And not only that, but it would have made everything else totally irrelevant.
Right. And I think me not worrying about where the White Vision was a smart play on y'all part, because I was only focused on them. That was their moment, and that was that Vision's moment, and that White Vision being there would have undercut that, He said, we're good at saying goodbyes, and she said, don't worry, we're going to say hello again. Like, I said, all right, y'all got it. I get it. Y'all trying to get some award, a Saturn Award, an Emmy. I don't know what y'all trying to get, but Lizzie don't play when it comes to crying. Lizzie don't play when it comes to the feel. She got that on lockdown. She got that. Like, well acted.
Episode 8 broke me mentally and emotionally.
Well acted.
And hearing that, we'll say hello again. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. And it gave you hope. It didn't just leave you sad. It gave you hope. You know what I'm saying? It gave you hope, like, okay, when they reconnect finally, that will be the reconnection that we need. But for now, we're closing the book on that. WandaVision is done. You really know WandaVision is done, because that whole illusion is done. You just see Wanda standing at the house in the rubble, in the dirt.
And when Monica says, like, they'll never know what you sacrificed for them, like, I know that line got a lot of backlash online.
They deserved it.
Really? Like,
it deserved it, though.
Well, no, and not only that, but, like, like, hello, like we're talking about like our families and our kids and our spouses and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. But when it comes down to it, would you sacrifice that family, real or not, to save an entire town? Right. No, you would not. Because all you were doing was begging her, let my family go. Please let me be with my family again, blah, blah, blah. But by you wanting to be with your family, she needed to sacrifice hers. And that was the only thing that was keeping her sane. So no, they really don't know what she sacrificed for them.
This is true. This is true. I will say that. I will say that. It bugged. It threw me in the wrong path only because it made me feel some type of way. It reminded me of that meme, that Michael Jordan meme, and I took that personally. Like, they would never know what you gave up. They're like, you've been holding us hostage for 2 weeks. Give up, bitch. You should have left. Nobody told you to stay here and torture us this much. What about us?
In her defense, she didn't know that she was actually torturing them that bad until they told her.
Listen to me. She had an idea that she was doing it. She had an idea, but she felt that they were safe. I got that. She felt like she wasn't hurting them. But she's complicit. She know what she was doing. And then she recognized it. She did. She recognized it.
I'm just so Wanda that I'm like, I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna find a retort to your argument.
But I'm not against the fact that she got a chance to be a villain, because we haven't had a villain show since the X-Men, Xavier's son. What's that name? What's the name of that show? It comes on FX. It's actually not that bad. I actually like the show. Legion. Crap.
Yeah.
Legion. Yeah, Legion is good. Like, they try every once in a while to step out of their square. We just didn't know that we were watching a villain show. We were watching a villain show the whole time.
We had a feeling though. We called it a couple episodes back.
Well, once we seen her yeet Monica out the hex, we should have kind of already knew what kind of show we were watching. I'm like, why would Monica? Why would she do that to Monica? Like, why would she? Okay, you're. This ain't cool. This ain't Monica. Hey, you ain't gonna be just yeeting Monica out the hex. Well, she helped you deliver the babies. Okay. Damn it, Wanda. When she came out the hex and she threw the drone back, I was like, she don't want to be fucked with, y'all. Everybody thought she was an imposter. Everybody thought Mephisto was playing with her mind. Nah, that was Wanda the whole time, telling you, leave me alone. Leave me, leave my boo, leave my kids, leave us alone. We're chilling.
It would be really cool, though, to see House of M become a show or a movie or something, only because years ago, there was an interview with Elizabeth Olsen, and I can't remember who else, but she was saying that House of M was her favorite out of like all the comics. Yeah. And that she was so excited to be like Scarlet Witch and all this stuff. She even gives like an entire like background in a different interview, like the entire storyline for Wanda.
Yeah.
But in this interview, she was like, she looked at whoever she was interviewing with. I can't remember which actor it was, but she looked at him and she was like, but I don't think they're going to go in that direction. There's no way that they're going to bring all that up. Yeah, here we are.
They brought it up. Honestly,
closed, but
I think they can still have that ability to do House of M, but they're going to do House of M in a different way. And I'll get to that on the tail end of the video, which we're already at the tail end. WandaVision's done for the most part. Monica says her goodbye. Wanda says her goodbye. Darcy ran into Darcy showed up for like a minute. Yo, wait, you sound just like her too. You know, Darcy handled Hayward. You know, Hayward got arrested for whatever reason he got arrested for.
All of them.
For his plan, I guess, the plan that he came up with. Quantico came and got him. My boy Jimmy Woo looked out, you know. We can see Wanda, you know, have to walk through that town and those looks, the looks of disgust, like, get this bitch out. She just put her hoodie on and said bye and just flew away because there was nothing more that she could do. The damage was done. She didn't even have to apologize to them. Like, she just left, you know.
That's why she told Monica, like, I'm sorry for all the pain it caused. And Monica's like, I know.
Yeah, I know that this ain't you. I know. And Monica been fighting for her the whole time. Monica's like, this ain't you. Don't become the villain. She said, what if I already am? You were the fucking villain the whole time. You should feel fucking terrible. Okay, how we feeling about these two mid-credit scenes? Our first mid-credit scene, Monica is being told from an agent or requested. The agent said, come over to the theater. We need to talk, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out the agent turns out to be a Skrull and says that we have hey, real marvelly. I thought it was a good reveal. That was a good reveal for Monica. Yeah.
You know, an old friend of your mom's wants to see. Well, where is he? Up there. She was like, all right, bet, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go kick it with Nick Fury, because that's Nick Fury. I don't care what anybody say. Yeah, it maybe teases for Captain Marvel 2, which, yes, it is coming. It's not going to be the same cat. Definitely. And Nick Fury is cool with Carol Danvers. They are cool, so we'll see. And we'll also learn if Carol Danvers and Monica are getting along, because a lot of people feel when they brought up Carol Danvers the last time, Monica's reaction was kind of lukewarm, you know? So yeah. We shall see. We shall see. I'm excited to see the adventures of Monica in space, or if Monica gonna be on Secret Invasion, or whatever Monica does in space, I'm cool with. I'm down. Who's running SWORD? I don't know. Maybe Monica should be doing that as well, you know, because there ain't no Hayward anymore.
She's been doing it this whole damn time, but what did she tell?
SWORD needs leadership. Yeah, SWORD definitely needs leadership, because the introduction for SWORD was too nefarious.
And I'm only calling him Squidward because I hate him so much.
Fucking Squidward.
You were the only choice.
Only choice. And you notice he kept shooting even when he saw Monica jump in the way. He really wanted Monica eliminated when he was shooting. So Hayward needed to go. Hayward definitely needed to go. For the attempted murder of a SWORD agent, you're arrested. Buddy.
And a child.
And children, even though they're fake. Children's? Come on, man. Come on, buddy. Come on, pal. What are you doing?
Listen here, buddy.
Listen here, buddy. Bucko. That shit is terrible. Our second mid-credit scene, the calm before the storm. Now, I have a little bit of a gripe with it, and I love it though. I love this mid-credit scene. We catch Wanda relaxing in the middle of, I don't know, Alkali Lake. I don't know where she at. She's in the middle of the mountains somewhere. Where Wolverine got his claws at. I don't know. She's in the middle of the mountain somewhere. A lot of people have teased it as it might be Sokovia. It might be something else. Who knows? But she's in her comfort zone. She's in a cabin somewhere. You see Wanda go inside the house, and then it pans back to her in the astral plane or astral position, studying the Darkhold and looking very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very
that she had in the post-credit scene when they introduced her and Pietro.
Oh yeah.
Now, my question is that Tony's cabin?
It's not Tony's cabin, man.
I mean, is it?
No, it's not.
I mean,
no.
I mean, there was a lake there. There were mountains.
That shit could be anywhere. I told you it was Canada. I told you it's Alkali Lake. It could be anywhere, but I feel it's definitely a place that she's familiar with, a place that she knows. So I'll go with Sokovia. I'll go with Sokovia, even though Sokovia doesn't exist anymore.
Dang.
Even though Ultron destroyed it.
Dang, you went there.
He did.
Oh, he said it, not me.
yeah, you know. And that's the end of WandaVision. And a lot of people were upset at this episode. A lot of people felt disappointed. A lot of people felt let down. And I can honestly say, now that we had time to reflect this, we waited a couple of days on purpose to record this. My feelings about that episode was, it definitely wrapped up the series. It wrapped up the show. Like
it did, and me being one of the haters, I was like, I'm so mad at this episode. And rewatching it, it's not the ending that we wanted, but it's the ending that we needed.
I like that. And it's an ending that tells you we're not done. Like, the story ain't done yet. Wanda is going to Doctor Strange too. Wanda is becoming the Scarlet Witch. Wanda is the Scarlet Witch, but she's going to be the Scarlet Witch, and she's going to know she's the Scarlet Witch this time. Like, we're going to see a completely different Wanda in the future. We didn't get Mephisto, but that's not saying that Mephisto ain't there. You know, we just didn't get to see him in this. Mephisto seems like a kind of character, a major villain that should appear in a Doctor Strange movie, in my opinion, you know? Also, we didn't see Doctor Strange show up. We didn't get our cameo that we were promised, but we got to see two Paul Bettany's on the screen. That's cool. That's tight. We got two Visions fighting. That was tight. We had a witch on witch fight. You know, Kathryn Hahn killed it. Dude,
I couldn't take her seriously in the beginning because all I kept thinking was bad moms.
Killed it. She was funny. She was mean. She was terrifying. She did everything she was supposed to do. Everything.
And now I'm not going to be able to watch Bad Moms without thinking like Agatha.
He even had a bop for like a week. Who's that?
Yes.
It was Agatha all along. She even got on the radio.
Not just a bop, but a remix to it.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with Kathryn Hahn. I'm glad that Agatha will come back. She will come back, and she'll be needed. And I think she'll be needed as an ally. She could be like Wanda's little Loki. She'll be Wanda's Loki.
Maybe not even an ally, but just like if she has questions. Again, I'm gonna quote it again. If I need you, I know where to find you.
Yeah, I know where you at. I got you. I'll bang your line. I know how to get at you.
Did I leave the stove on, or is that you, hot stuff?
No X-Men. Ralph Boner's nobody. Ralph Boner is hilarious. Evan Peters, even though I said fuck you earlier, the fact that you showed up to this was dope. But the MCU ain't gonna forgive you for this. They're not gonna forgive you for being Ralph Boner. I don't care what anybody say. No one's gonna forgive you for being Ralph Boner.
Not his fault.
A lot of people down with that. Like,
not his fault.
It's not, and we don't care. Just don't ever show up again. You're not wanted. We don't want to see you no more.
He said it, not me.
For every failed theory, for every idea that didn't come to fruition, for everything that we thought happened, for everything that we got right, for everything that we got wrong, for every small tear that we shed, for every time we were in shock, for every time we seen Please Stand By, we no longer have to do that because the show is over. It's a wrap. And WandaVision ends on a positive, but also a mysterious note. And that's the way the show started. It started very positive, but very mysterious.
I'm very thankful for this show. It filled a void in my heart that Endgame left there.
Yeah, it did.
No, it was, I thought it was a wild ride from beginning to end. I don't care what you say. Those first 2 episodes I loved. And if you don't agree, then just watch our first episode where we covered episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And you'll understand why I love them. But no, it brought on a lot of action, a lot of emotions. Where you said a small tear, I was Niagara Falls.
Yeah, this thing gave us so much. It gave us Monica Rambeau's origin. It gave us Wanda's origin again. And we got a chance to
the origin to her origin.
Yeah, we got a chance to work through some things.
It made us understand Wanda. It made us understand like witchcraft, I guess you could say, because it went back even to Agatha's past, her origin.
Yeah, it told a story. It told a really good story.
It filled in some gaps that we had between Infinity War and Endgame. It filled in gaps between Endgame and now, like, you know, what happened really after the blip. It opened a lot of windows, though. It really did.
And I'm anxious to see, now that those windows are open, I'm anxious to see where they're going to lead. And when we finally eventually get our answers, we're going to feel so much more fulfilled. And I feel like this is a formula that Marvel has perfected. And there is no reason why you guys need to be switching up the formula now. If it works, don't fix it. So it's good. If you got us talking about it the next day, if you got us even feeling somewhat sideways about the situation, if you got us feeling indifferent, it worked. It's better than us just going one and done. I'm not watching it again, or forget about it. It's hard to forget about when you're kind of invested. So we're invested now. So my investment level is high because I want to see where all of these payoffs now are going, especially with Wanda. Like, if this was the goal for WandaVision, for us to keep following Wanda's journey, also with Monica as well. Like I think that was successful in itself. You guys succeeded. You succeeded in spades, you know. As for Vision, we know we're gonna catch up with him. So yeah, Darcy. Hopefully Darcy gets to come back. Jimmy Woo, all of them, everybody we got a chance to grow attached with again. I'm hoping that now we can use them now, and they become supporting players again. Like, for example, Jimmy Woo, he should be in the new Ant-Man movie. Like, why not? You had him in the second one. Go ahead and put him in the third one. I like him now. Before, I didn't even like him. You made me like Jimmy Woo. So
what's not to like about Randall Park?
Randall Park he wasn't terrible in the second Ant-Man. Randall Park just was like such a nobody. Like you didn't even care about this man's character in the second one. But now he's like a character to us. Like, it's Jimmy now. Yeah, it's like,
he's definitely in the new Ant-Man. Darcy has to be in Love and Thunder.
I hope so. And I'm looking at the set.
Has to be. Otherwise,
I saw the set photos for Love and Thunder. Yo, Natalie Portman is about to bring the heat with that. Like, they are putting her in position to be the female Thor. That is gonna be dope. Oh
my God, I saw those set photos. I was like,
you see her arms? They got her all looking all ripped up and everything. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I saw Star-Lord on the set. Like, this is gonna be a good one. But the Thor movies, they don't. I'm probably gonna get crucified. Whoever watched this video, like, I like the second Thor. I don't know why y'all don't like Dark World. I like Dark World. I like the first Thor. I like all of Thor's movies. Yeah, Dark World just don't happen to be the best one. But something I noticed about Marvel, anytime y'all hate a movie, they always find a way for you to go back and watch the movie you hate. Endgame brought your ass right back to the Dark World, and you ain't even asked for it, and they brought you right back. And you still got a touching scene between him and Rene Russo. And, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes they can even make something that didn't work again. Because this whole show made everybody watch Age of Ultron again. And some people that revisited Age of Ultron said, yo, after rewatching it, I kind of don't even hate this movie. Like, I didn't hate it when I saw it in the movie theater. What are you talking about? It was good. Yeah. It was literally telling you a story, and it was creating characters for you. It was creating Wanda Maximoff. And I'm glad that it got you to go watch Age of Ultron again. And now you have a better appreciation for her pain. Her brother got shot in this movie. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's Marvel. That is where you're always going to win, no matter what. This is a soap opera that spans 10 years. We're almost at 25 films damn near at this point. There's so much legend. There's so much biography that we are too invested. Even if you don't do what we are expecting you to do, we are still going to watch because we are invested. That brings me to our segue. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is about to come on, and we are going to review all episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We need a break.
I will be out of town when it airs, but you'd best believe I'm gonna be waiting till midnight that time where I'm at to watch it.
Oh, don't worry. Me and Selena, we are going to review Falcon and Winter Soldier. Captain America's her boy. These are his homies. So we reviewing that. We need to make that happen. We also are coming back for Classic Verse Remake. We have 2 Classic Verse remakes coming up. I won't even tell you what they are. Don't worry, you'll see them. They coming.
Just subscribe and you'll find out.
Exactly. So we got more content coming on the way. And as usual, you can find me on our Back to the Classics movie page, where I literally talk all the time. It's kind of sick. Like, I need to shut the fuck up sometimes. But if we want to shift blame, we should shift the blame on Dave. He be telling me stuff, and I'd be like, I should post that. I should start trouble in his comment section. So it's technically kind of his fault. Shout out to Dave, who's on vacation. You can also find me at IG BKLV Negrito. I did this thing called Linktree. So if you go inside the Linktree, it will literally link you to everywhere I'm at. So that way I don't have to keep telling y'all guys where I'm at. So just follow that nice little IG right there, that BKLV Negrito. And then the rest will follow itself. Where can we find you, Selena?
As always, I'm on Twitter at MexEgyptian.
That's what's up. I'm back on Twitter, by the way. I still don't like Twitter. I still don't understand Twitter. But
well, you're back and you're not following me?
Oh, what? I think your camera froze. What? Huh? Say that again. What? I'm gonna figure out how to follow Selena. I'm back on Twitter, by the way. I'm gonna figure out how to follow everybody that follows me. I'm gonna just follow everybody. I don't even care. But we're gonna try to. I'm trying to get more social. So as you can see, it's a process. I'm trying to get back into the social network the right way without going to FB jail or going to any other jail for that matter. I'm trying to be well-spoken. It's so stupid.
Puts more responsibility on my shoulders, and we already know I don't like any type of responsibilities. So
yeah, definitely not. But we out. Thank y'all for hanging with us, and we will see y'all on our next Marvel review for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're gonna put this one to bed, and next time you see us will be Classics versus Remakes. Peace out.